Hey, what are you watching? This is Johnny. They were saying Jeremiah was a bullfrog. She said hi. I think it just starts with chicken. Yes, it starts with chicken.
Say chicken dish 5 times fast.
Chicken dish, chicken dish, chicken dish, chicken dish, chicken dish. Hashtag. Very nice, very nice. Hello, adventure. So my mom is an incredible cook. I mean, she makes my favorites. She's just fantastic. The problem is, she never writes down the recipe. So when I ask her, how do you do that? Like, I want to be able to make that. She'll say, oh, you just, you put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a skosh of this. The problem is, it never turns out the way she makes it. You see, I think that happens with us in life a lot of times, is we just want the recipe, but it doesn't always turn out because there's other factors besides just measuring ingredients. There's how long something is, and there's a feel and a texture for things, and is it the pan, and is it the altitude? See, there's a lot more things to somebody's success than just a recipe that they write down. I mean, you know this. For those of you, have you ever seen Pinterest fails? Yes. Hashtag Pinterest fails. You know what I'm talking about. You go through and say, oh, this is this perfect breakfast muffin, and I'm going to make this, and it's going to be incredible, and then it comes out, and it does not look like a breakfast muffin. It's horrible. Stop trying to copy people's recipes. And who wants to just be a copy of somebody else? This is what happens when you go to a conference, you read a book, you read somebody's blog, and it's the 5 keys to success. You know what? I can guarantee you, those weren't all the 5 ingredients to that person's success. There was other factors at play. That recipe didn't quite go like that. So here's what you need to do. When you go to that conference, when you read that book, when you're reading all that stuff, I think that's really good to get a lot of influence and get inspiration. There's tons of things that I do to get inspiration, but you know what I do? I don't try to copy somebody else's recipe. I try to look for ingredients that I can add to my own recipe. It's not about saying, I hate my life, I hate my adventure, I just need to go and do somebody else's adventure. No. Say, you know what? I like that they have freedom. I like that they have a flexible schedule. I like that they can pick and choose what projects they work on. I like that team they have assembled. Don't try to copy. Take that, what is the ingredient there, and then, you know what? Maybe you need to add a lot more to your life. Maybe you need to add a lot more of that ingredient to your adventure than they do, but also, maybe you don't need to add as much. You get to play and find that out because, you know what? I'm still building my recipe for social media. And I'm going to keep building my recipe. And I'm going to keep getting inspired by other things. And I'm going to keep trying things. And I'm going to make a mess in that kitchen. And I'm going to taste as I go. That's really important for you to look at this, not as an architect planning this out, but you're in a test kitchen. But here's what we do. We say, man, I don't like me this way. So, you know what I want is, I like that the way they do that. So, man, I'm just going to cut off their hand, and I'm going to cut off my hand, and I'm just going to sew that on, and I like what they do, so I'm going to take that part, and man, I wish I had that team, and I wish I had that, and I'm just going to go and keep looking out there, and I'm going to take bits and pieces of everything to build the perfect me. But this is what you create. You create a monster. And so, you know what? Nobody wants to hang out. Nobody wants to be a friend with Frankenstein. Focus on not creating a new you, but a better version of you. You do that every day. Read books. I challenge myself all the time to do things that sometimes make me uncomfortable and things I've never tried before. Why? Because I want to be inspired by those things. I want to take those little bits and pieces and always keep tweaking that recipe. The world doesn't need another copy of a recipe. The world needs a new recipe. The world needs you. The world needs your adventure, and it begins right now.